How can I avoid ISF penalties for sport aircraft? Hey there, have you ever felt a rush of excitement when getting ready to import something unique like a sport aircraft? Well, I can guarantee that thrill can quickly turn into dread if you mess up your importer security filing, ISF. So how can you avoid those nasty penalties? Today, we're diving deep into the world of customs brokerage, ISF, and everything you need to know to keep those penalties at bay. Understanding ISF, the basics. First, let's break down the basics. Importer security filing, or ISF, is required for all ocean freight shipments entering the US. Understanding this process is not just important, it's essential. You've got 10 data points that must be submitted, and failing to provide accurate information can lead to penalties, ranging from $500 to $10,000. So, if you're about to import that snazzy sport aircraft, let's make sure you're following the rules and not getting shocked by fees. The importance of accurate filing. Now that we understand what ISF is, let's get into why it's crucial to provide accurate data. Think of it this way, you wouldn't go skydiving without checking your parachute, right? Accurate filing is your parachute. The data points required are not just bureaucratic hoops, they help enforce law and order at the borders and ensure air safety. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, is keeping an eye on potential risks, and your ISF helps them do that. Common mistakes. Avoiding the pitfalls. You might be wondering, what are the common mistakes that lead to penalties? Well, let's outline a few. 1. Correct company information. Failure to provide accurate details about your company, like name and address, can land you in hot water. Always double-check that info. 2. Missing data elements. As mentioned, you need to submit 10 data points. Missing one? Potential penalties. 3. Late filings. Submit your ISF by a specific deadline at least 24 hours prior to loading in a foreign port. Late submissions? You guessed it, penalties await. The 10 key elements of ISF. Let's stick a pin in those common mistakes and talk about the 10 key elements of the ISF filing. 1. Importer of record number, IOR. This is typically your IRS-issued number. 2. Consignee. This is the individual or company to whom the goods will be delivered. 3. Manufacturer or supplier information. Names and addresses are crucial. 4. Ship to party. Where the aircraft is going. 5. Country of origin. You must specify where the goods originated. 6. Harmonized tariff codes. Give your goods the right classification. 7. Description of goods. This is where you get to be descriptive but keep it concise. 8. Commodity code. This is needed for establishing duty rates. 9. Container stuffing location. Point out where your aircraft will be packed. 10. Buyer information. This is the final push. Who's buying this baby? Using a customs broker. Maybe you're thinking, I'm overwhelmed. How do I file this properly? Well, breathe easy. Engaging a customs broker can take a lot of pressure off. A customs broker is like a tour guide for navigating the complex world of international trade. They help ensure compliance with government regulations, provide expert advice, and will help you file your ISF accurately and on time. Wow, talk about a lifesaver. What about penalties? So, what do you do if you do receive a penalty? Don't panic, there are a few steps you can take to appeal or mitigate the fines. 1. Gather documentation. Keep thorough records. That's your best ally during disputes. 2. Respond promptly. You've got a limited window to contest penalties, make sure to act quickly. 3. Consult a professional. You can always seek legal advice, especially if the penalty is substantial. The value of advanced planning. Let's dive into something often overlooked: the value of advanced planning for your imports. If you're planning ahead, you can coordinate shipments and ensure that all paperwork is filed well before deadlines. For sport aircraft, this could mean ensuring parts arrive in a timely manner or lining up your ISF ahead of time. FAQ about ISF and penalties. Now that we've gone over a lot, it's time for some frequently asked questions, FAQs. What if I don't file an ISF? Not filing can lead to a high penalty, and you risk having your shipment stopped. Can I amend an ISF? Yes, you can amend an ISF before it gets processed, but be careful. Are there different penalties for different types of products? Not typically. Penalties apply uniformly based on the severity of the infraction, but having proper product classification can ease the burden. Ensure you understand the basics of ISF, avoid common mistakes, leverage a customs broker when needed, and plan ahead. Remember, customs compliance is your first-class ticket to smooth sailing in international trade, or in this case, smooth flying. Thanks for flying with us today through the landscape of customs brokerage and ISF. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more interesting insights, tips, and tricks in the world of international trade. Disclaimer note below. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, there's plenty more to explore.